Hey guys, it's Joe and Matt with VMP's Tuning Tuesday, Season 3, Episode 3. The third week of January. Having good times. We got a GT500 blower for you guys to stare at from far away.
Not just any GT500 blower.
A ported GT500 blower.
CNC, just beautiful work of art, CNC ported by the one and only Jokers. That we're going to be testing on.
It's so weird to see a part number on a blower. Like a Ford part number on a blower.
Yeah, a Ford part number on a blower.
Yeah, we'll be doing some testing on it. Doing all the things.
This thing's gorgeous, it really is.
Yeah, I can't stop looking at it.
Well, that, and he put it on the desk like 4 minutes ago, so we're like, yeah. Now I want to play with it.
We're distracted by it now. Open to taking questions. We're boring. We didn't really do anything this past weekend.
No, I drove a lot.
Knocked out last week.
Yep.
Shouldn't say a lot, but...
Yeah, we got a lot. Including our 01 Ram and our S10.
Yeah. God.
LS swapped S10. Hey, that thing was clean, though. I like that thing.
It was. Now we got a whole bunch of other projects in the shop to do.
Yeah, we do. They never stop.
Nope, can't stop, won't stop. So, Predator stuff. What do you guys see going on with Predator stuff that you want to see done differently, or what do you want us to do with our Predator? Any, I guess just looking for feedback. What do you guys want to see done with our Predator engine? We got one in a 17 GT if you haven't seen it yet. Nice good power.
I want to take it apart and put pistons in it. So it doesn't have 9.5 to 1. That's what I want to do.
Make it 12 to 1.
I want to see a 12 to 1 Predator on E85. That's what I want to see.
See what it'd do. It'd be fun.
I get why they did it though. I mean, you get 91 fuel. That California swill.
Yeah, the gross stuff. And let's see.
Oh, I gotta get it all logged in. What else we got going on?
I don't know. We got... Predator stuff is really the only thing I can really talk about.
Yeah.
Other than like customer build stuff, but that's... I don't know, we're jaded. That shit's like run-of-the-mill for us.
Yeah. I never thought... Ooh, excuse me. I never thought I'd see the day where it was like, you know, our average... It's almost like it seems like our average car leaving is 700 or 800 horsepower. And it's just like, oh, look, it's another 800 horsepower car. Oh, it's another 800 horsepower car over and over again. And
it makes 800 again. Something that probably interests them, I dynoed Neil's Fox body yesterday, 800 wheel through an auto.
That thing is it's a really nice car. He's a good dude. I like him.
He's good people.
Oh. What else? You do anything fun?
This past weekend, I went to a local car show Saturday. And... That's about it for like fun stuff, I guess.
I just worked on
laggy stream.
Why you lag, baby?
Mike says, "Bro, is this dial-up?"
He's not wrong. Oh, this thing is being all hokey here. Anyway. We need the questions. Go, Brian. Control C, Control V. Control Z, undo.
Yeah, he's got it. Daniel Arevia. Sorry if I killed it. 11 Mustang MU52 injectors, comp stage 3 cams, limited on pump gas. Question is, if you guys ever dealt with popping noise through exhaust, try to power brake for launch or burnout. Thanks, advanced track off. Send us a log, I can tell you what I can see.
He got that popcorn tune.
God damn it.
People are trying to buy those, you know. You got it for free.
Fuck the popcorn tune. Bossman 12.
We actually had that argument with my wife last night. I was like, I won't do it. She's like, but it's money. And I'm like, I won't do it. I have integrity.
You have Tegrity. Tegrity Farms for all the South Park fans. Why is buffering so bad? I don't know, dude. I don't pay the internet bill. Anthony Wheeler. What's the major differences or benefits of the new VMP blower compared to the Whipple and Edelbrock for 2018s? It's a great blower. I'm not really going to say shit otherwise.
We're not quite.
I'm kind of sick of the us versus them versus them versus them. Why is yours better? Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Buy it or don't. I don't give a shit. It's a great blower. It makes good power. If that's not good enough for you, then...
Yeah, everyone has pros and cons.
Yeah. Mike Whedon, install a Predator on this internet. Yeah, it needs one. We got to go to fiber or something. A-wheeler brakes, smaller front brakes. Completely defeat the purpose of it being a GT500. Make it lighter. Carbon fiber seats.
Yeah,
fiber,
people
everything.
are doing that already too.
I'm a big fan of pull the stock motor out, make it 12-to-1, it'll pick up a whole bunch of power.
Absolutely. That's my man right there.
Get rid of the DCT, put a 400 in it. Then it'll be real fast.
Oh my lord.
Everyone's losing their minds.
Excuse me.
Hey guys, I just took delivery of my new Huracan LP610-4. Do you guys have superchargers that would fit on my Huracan? No, we don't.
Why not?
Is there a break-in period for the VMP
We can
Gen
turbo
2R?
it, though.
There's not a break-in period for any of our blowers.
No. Technically, they're already spun on a test stand.
They're spun tested.
They're spun tested before they leave, so there's no
real wear-in surfaces.
No, there's
on the blower.
there's no rings. There's nothing like that.
There's no apex seals.
No, they're
Our
already
Doritos don't Dorito.
The pissed off Dorito.
Yeah, exactly.
Danny Dorito.
Any release date on the new MFP lower manifold? Not sure.
MVP low. Oh, for the 18?
No, not for 18. I think he's talking a blower manifold we're working on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where we're at on testing, but we have one.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know. I know we were testing then.
Yeah, a while back.
Well, we kind of got sidetracked with Odin stuff.
Ooh, that's pointy. Something's pointy.
Something is very pointy. You ruined the table, Joe.
Oh, the table's already dirty.
Look at this. Ooh.
So it's my turn to see.
You see the size of this bypass valve?
Wait, open the bypass valve. We get all the light in here.
Oh.
We can actually
Nope.
see stuff.
There's look, it's like our internet. None. Light. No.
God
light.
damn it.
Facebook is working strong, guys.
Okay, so the
So we
Facebook
paid the
is gone.
Facebook bill.
Yeah, so Facebook bill's good.
That looks good.
What is this all about here?
That's where the blower drive shaft
Oh,
goes
I
through.
see that. I just didn't. It was weird. I didn't see it through there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a decent sized bypass valve.
Yeah, it's a big boy. It's bigger than that throttle body on that Dodge.
Yeah. Listen,
Um,
it flows 1,000 CFM. That's what he said.
R4 scan or 4CAN.
Four
You put
scan?
5.8 GT500 heads on 5.4 block. I know the coolant passages on the 5.8 heads are a little different than the 5.4. Not sure if the 5.4 head gasket would just eliminate those passages. Don't waste your money. Don't bother putting 5.8 GT500 heads on a 5.4.
Yeah, well, I'm understanding it's the exact same port profile. If I'm not mistaken.
I think they're a little bit different. I know they definitely have different cams than the...
Yeah, but that's
the other
interchangeable. I'm talking about from a head-to-head point of view. Ah, see what I did there?
I see what you did there. I wouldn't bother putting 5.8 heads on a 5.4.
No, I
I'd leave
wouldn't.
5.4 heads on the 5.4.
I don't think the price and work is worth the gain.
I can tell you that every GT500 I've worked on that's not a 1314, that I've put similar mods to what comes on a 1314 on it, makes within 10 horsepower what a 1314 does. So I don't think they're really worth dick in terms of power. Rear-wheel drive conversion on my Huracan, good or bad idea from y'all point of view? I wouldn't bother doing a rear-wheel drive conversion on a car that comes with all-wheel drive. That seems kind of counterintuitive. The Huracans are awesome factory.
Yeah. Just throw lots of boost at it and have fun.
Yeah.
Turbo all the things.
That's a hell of a coupler they got in there.
I was looking at that. It's an impressive thing.
So
Standing on end.
I'm going off campus.
Uh-oh.
Ugh. It's going to be way out of focus.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
I'll put it in focus.
No, I don't want it in focus. I just like messing with people.
I admire your dedication.
Yeah, I walked all the way over there. For all the people that want to see the inside of the blower, you just did.
By the way, this thing is freezing.
Yeah, it is.
So cold.
It's like it's been outside. For those that don't know, it's actually cold in Florida right now. Cold for our standards. Not cold for 90% of the
yeah, it's
country.
definitely not cold for 90% of the country. It's, what is it right now, like 50?
Don't know, actually. I think the high today was supposed to be mid-60s. But I'd imagine it's probably mid-50s right now. Oh, Brian's got us.
He does have it. Ooh.
Best airbox intake setup. Need to know what platform you're talking about.
67. Yeah, not far off.
Yeah, not bad.
But it seems way colder.
It does seem like it's cool.
And that was-
It's brisk. It's not cold, it's brisk.
That was Eric Salwak. Best airbox intake setup. Need to know what platform you're talking about. Jeff Scarlin, do you guys see the new GT500 able to hold any more power than a regular S550 5.0? I can tell you, boost for boost, compression for compression, it makes a lot more power.
Yep. I will say, and then we were just having this discussion about, generally speaking, Ford designs a bottom end with approximately 100% safety factor built into it. So generally, if the engine makes 500 horsepower, it's good for close to 1,000 before you break it, so on and so forth. GT500s, for example, made 500 and they were good for, 750, 800. So that being said, something comes out that already is good for 700 horsepower, there's going to be some safety filter or safety factor built into that. Yeah. So we were talking about, I'm pretty sure these things are going to be able to handle, at least, well over 1,000, probably in the 1,100 range before they'll start breaking, I would think.
One way to find out.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
People are already making 9 pretty easily, so.
Yeah, we're one of those people.
No. We didn't do that. We don't know what you're talking about.
Matt Ouellette. Hey,
What?
guys. Got a 2013 GT500 with a JLT 127 Big Air, Ford Racing Twin 65, VMP 24. Got the kit with a tune from someone else and keep getting rich codes and misfire codes stock. It doesn't throw codes. Could this be the tune? Also, what kind of power should the setup make? Will injectors get more horsepower? Injectors don't get more horsepower.
They keep you from blowing up at more horsepower.
9 times out of 10, when someone's getting rich codes on a tune that's set up for a JLT 127, it's because they don't actually have a JLT 127. They have a JLT carbon fiber res delete.
Ooh.
And
Go with them facts.
Yeah, for real though. And we don't know. So, without more context as to what you got going on, who you bought it from, whether or not the tune's from us or the tune's from someone else, I can't really speak too much as to that shit. Will bigger injectors get more horsepower? No, you'd only need bigger injectors if you were going E85. More injectors without being matched to a commensurate amount of air do not get you
Horsepower.
Yep, when you add the right amount of air.
Correct. So, best way I can describe it.
Staying Addict, what's up, Mr. Joe? Neil in the house, really happy with my VMP Gen 3 and tune. You killed it. So that was the guy I was talking about yesterday. Fox Body.
He killed them tires is what he did.
Yeah, he murdered those tires, dude.
When we started backing away, we're like, oh no.
Just gonna back on up. And Brian Geisler, why are crank support setups for TVS but not Pro Charger? And is it God idea for either setup for longevity?
Good idea.
So, yeah, I know what he meant, but I figured for the sake of
calling him
putting
out.
it as he wrote it.
Why are they not popular with Pro Chargers?
No, he said, why are there crank support setups for TVS but not Pro Chargers? Because...
No one's made them yet.
Yeah, because no one's made them yet.
I believe
The first crank support setup was for a Kenny Bell setup. And Matt at MFP wondered if we thought we could use some, and we thought it'd be a good idea to have some made, so we had them made. My guess would be that... Yep, he has them for the Whipple, and he has them for, I want to say, a Paxton as well. I don't think he's gotten a hold of a Pro Charger kit to template everything off of.
I think, and it's not that it can't be done. I'm sure he will, because that's his next plan of attack. Because they work incredible. It's an incredible product. It works amazing. So I'm sure that'll be coming down the road. I think the Pro Charger's main thing is because it has that extra add-on pulley in the front. So they have to take that into consideration because your Pro Charger generally has that add-on 8-rib.
Yep.
So he's got to work around that.
It's almost like the whole belt drive setup just needs redesigned.
Yeah.
So where it's not hanging that far off the front of the crank, but...
Yeah, so you would have the factory balancer, then you would have this big Pro Charger pulley, then you would have the crank support. So, but if there's anyone on the planet that can figure it out, it would be Coates.
Yeah.
So.
Then we have Nick Hernandez and Matt. When can we and Durka come get twin turbo S550 tuned?
Oh yeah, I gotta talk to them about that. He's got an on-3 kit on the S550 we gotta whip into shape.
Oh, that's easy. We can do that via email.
It's already got base stuff, I know it. I just gotta throw it on a dyno.
Oh, okay. Silver Racing, will the twin 69 throttle body on a Cobra Jet manifold PMOS intake make the car daily drive worst? Car keep cutting off, but race good. Yeah, it's,
Joe's like, if you're going to type it bad, I'm going to read it bad.
Yeah, it makes my head hurt. Not necessarily, no, the Twin 69 isn't known for doing stuff like that. Twin 69 is actually very streetable. I'd say get with whoever's tuning the car and see if there's anything they can do. We have Janssen 5.0. Is Chucky still alive? Yeah, we started him up last
we
week
did
to pull him out
last
of the
week.
trailer.
Yeah, we did that burnouts for Wyatt, poor kid.
Yeah.
And so we fired up Chucky and did a big old smoky burnout and
And put him right back in his
put him right back in his spot. Yeah, poor guy. He which is weird because we're missing all the good weather, but we got bigger fish to fry right now.
We got other shit going on.
We got bigger fish to fry. Chris isn't here with us because he moved on to bigger and better things, and Chris was kind of my right-hand man when it came to Chucky. Even though we had a mutual hatred for the car. So, where they say that where you become friends because you have a mutual enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we haven't done much with old Chucky, I guess.
I love Chucky and hate Matt, so.
See, that's why we can't.
See, it's the same thing.
So listen, Brian likes Chucky because he hasn't had to deal with it a lot.
And Jeff Scarlin, that's incredible if it makes more power than a regular S550 5.0, considering it's pretty mild on the compression side of things.
Yeah, that's the one thing that definitely impressed me is that
A 9.5 to 1 car.
a 9.5 to 1 car making a whole bunch, 900 to the tire is very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Especially considering we're not going crazy on boost yet.
No, not really. I mean, because nobody has a lower out or anything, so I mean.
Well, we're using our lower, but we don't have an upper yet.
So what I'm getting at is the people that have the cars are using uppers. We have a lower, but we don't have an upper. So either way, we haven't really thrown a whole bunch of power at it yet.
No, exactly. Gonna kill that.
No.
I killed it.
No, it said rip.
So this blower is going to be going on Track Attack at one point, I guess. Hopefully here soon.
Tomorrow.
We can do the stuff. It better not be tomorrow. I got stuff I got to test. And we got a dyno tune and another dyno tune. And more dyno tunes.
Oh, we got a new sales
more
guy?
email tunes.
We got a new sales guy.
We got a new sales guy named Paul.
Paul is
Paul's being trained as we speak.
Paul's a good friend of mine. Worked with him for a long time. We rescued him from the pits of hell.
Yep.
And now we've given him a better home.
He's on to bigger and better things now.
Oh, thank God. So pretty soon he'll be brought up to speed and your call wait time will go down and
all that stuff.
All that stuff, because we'll have a third sales guy finally.
Oh, so these intakes have dowels.
Alignment dowels?
You have 2 over there? I got 2 over here.
I got nothing other than a cut right now. No,
yeah, machined aluminum edges. Reminds you of those good old LS Hill.
Well, there's this little super teeny tiny burr here that I've caught my arm on twice so far. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to take a grinder to it after this just because I'm mad at it right now.
Just a 80 grit Scotch pad, just zip around the edge, smooth it out.
So,
is there any more questions we got to answer up in there, Brian? Are these guys too quiet?
We have Brian's question.
They just want to hear us mumble on.
Brian got us a question. Remember, we gave him homework where we have to do the Brian's question.
Right.
Oh, we got 2 questions just came in.
You can't just defer it like that, okay? He said, but we can, just watch.
I'm excited. So what do we got? How do you like the Predator swap? It's pretty cool. It's an expensive swap to do.
It is. I like that car now more than I ever have. Mm-hmm. It is very cool car now. There's a couple little things we got to button up. The fuel line gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
It just sticks up in the air all crazy like that needs fixed. Mm-hmm. But talk about a weird sounding car.
Yeah, it sounds different.
I mean, it already has that crazy exhaust on the side, and then we turn around and we stuck a different engine in altogether, and it has a very exotic sound for a Mustang, and
it has a nice growl.
Yeah, I like that car a lot. I'd like to see it.
Millimeter idler to my setup. How much shorter belt do I need running the stock stuff that came with my Gen 2 kit with 82 millimeter? I don't know what to tell you. Reach out to the person you're getting the 100 millimeter idler setup from, unless you're talking about just putting a 100 millimeter idler on.
Yeah, I think I think he's talking about taking the 100 millimeter and putting it in place of the 82. Or I'm sorry, in place of the 90.
It's not even a 90 in the factory location. There would be a 75. in my opinion, it's kind of silly to put a 100mm idler on with an 82mm pulley because you don't need it. But
why are you just going to crush this man's dreams?
I'm not crushing his dreams. He's trying to save the dude money. You don't need to do that.
Maybe he got it for Christmas.
Yeah, maybe. And we got Brian's question. Not to get too far off topic here. What's your question, Brian?
What is your question, Brian?
Just like, how did all this stuff start?
How did what
What
stuff
stuff?
start? How did tuning start in general?
Well,
as soon as there was something that could burn gasoline, we started adjusting them.
yeah.
But do you mean specifically EFI tuning, or do you mean
Carbureted
we were carb
or-
tuning long before we were EFI tuning?
I guess it.
Or tuning fires as cavemen.
Yeah, we.
I guess that's.
It's like I told you at lunch. The racing started the day the second car was built.
Right.
So.
Right, exactly, and I love that so much. But like, I guess like Joe said it, though, right? Like Joe was like hit the nail on the head. Is like as soon as like the first fire, it's just like anything we can adjust to get it exactly how we want it, we're going to adjust.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
The angle of the dangle.
I can tell you EFI tuning. An interesting spin on that is that EFI tuning in its primitive form. I used to know some OGs in that era before there was even data logging. So we kind of take data logging for granted, whereas we're sitting there and we can record what's going on. And the real early days of like, EEC4 Fox body tuning, they didn't even know what they were tuning. There was no roadmaps. So they just had the PCM in the raw hex code, and they were just going through and they were changing it to see what the car would do. So they would change this and change this and change this, and the timing moved. That must be a timing table.
Throwing darts in the dark?
Yeah, absolutely. And then they would go through, they would change this hex value over there, and it would get richer. And they'd be like, oh, that must be an injector scaler. And they just very slowly, through trial and error, mapped it all out. And that's how I originally got started. I myself used to tune Fox bodies using a voltmeter on the mass air meter. So I used to have these really long leads, and I would clamp in a jumper harness, and I would plug it in line with the mass air meter, and I would have a voltmeter on the dash of the car, so I could see what mass air voltage it was. I needed fueling changes and stuff. So, because you couldn't data log the damn thing back in the day. So, I mean, it's been around a long time, and it was nitty and gritty in the beginning, boy. We take a lot of stuff for granted nowadays. A lot. HP tuners and SCT has really helped us out.
Is this the right way to seal a blower?
Absolutely.
Don't do that, guys.
Don't do that. So what you do is you take the plastic and you run it through there.
Yeah.
And the plastic will melt to the areas that have clearance.
Then it helps seal.
And it'll seal it up. Don't do that.
Hey, this blower spins. What's wrong with it? You see it? It turns. Does that mean it's broken? I'm joking, guys. It's not broken.
Other than that, boy, there's going to be... Look, we can pour it in here.
Why would you do that, though? It's already nicely radiused.
I feel like this could use some work. What are you doing, Brett? Come on.
What you got?
Yeah, what you got? Come at us, bro.
Bypass valve shaft.
What's up with that stage 2, where we get the ports done here and there?
What happens when it goes in a boost? The bypass valve shaft's there, I
wonder how much math is involved in the ratio of, like, the size of the bypass valve versus blower CFM. How much of it needs to be bypassed to determine how big that bypass valve needs to be?
I'd imagine it depend greatly upon the blower speed that's anticipated to be run and the displacement of the engine.
I figure there's a lot of math involved, because there's math involved in some of the most trivial stuff.
You want this opening to be big enough at idle part throttle cruise to where you're not using too much of the blower.
Right.
It's not generating positive pressure.
Facts.
And then we got Janssen 5.0. What can be so bad about that car? It's a simple setup.
No, you're talking about Chucky, I think.
Chucky.
Yeah, it's
Chucky
just
is
the
a
car.
good car. It's just the car. It's a pain in the ass, and it never cooperates. But in its defense, it's a junkyard car with junkyard parts on it, so it does well for what it is. But it never cooperates. It's always got something stupid going on that needs to be fixed.
It's never taken a high priority.
It's never taken a high priority, so it's held together with zip ties and bubble gum, and so there's that aspect.
200-mile-an-hour tape.
And 99% of what we do is track related, so that means that Wednesday or Fridays, You have to load it up in the trailer, drag it out to OSW, film a bunch of stuff. You got to take every time you try to film something, you got to do 4 takes because there's rotaries in the background going crazy.
Junky and rusty and lovable, just like Mater from Cars.
It is. That's what I mean. It has.
No.
It has a personality to it. That is for sure.
It's got a southern twang to it, and he talks about tornadoes and trailer parks.
I think we don't like it because the amount of work, the work to reward ratio is just never favorable. I've said that multiple times. What else we got here?
We got Janssen 50. Joe, your truck going to make it in some VMP videos this year? I can go take a video of the truck right now and make it in a VMP video.
Hey guys.
Yeah, maybe. Depends on what I do with it this year.
I know what you're doing with this year. Swapping the motor into the Mark 8.
Yeah, right. I need a Mark 8 bad.
I agree.
Michael Callahan, vacation package Odin install started yet? No, not that I'm aware of. We have some on the schedule, but they haven't started yet.
Yes.
Staying mode car getting built? Yeah, as soon as we got a blower for it. Turbinator Lou. Hey guys, what's the average base fuel pressure on a return style fuel system with a supercharger and say 10 to 12 psi? Depends on what car you're talking about. If you're talking about a S197 and newer Mustang, a 10 to 12 psi boost will command a 55 psi base pressure, and we don't necessarily need to run vacuum boost reference.
Correct. But we will in higher boost levels.
Yeah, above like 1 bar, I'll run a, 1 bar boost, I'll run a vacuum boost reference. And then we have Nom Nom Nom. I was told Odin will be carb compliant. Is that true? We're working on that. I plan on purchasing a supercharger in the future, but I live in California, so my options are limited. Move out of California and your options are no longer limited.
No. Well, depends.
Well, my yearly gross income will go down from $300,000 a year to $100,000. Yeah, but your cost of living goes down proportionally too.
Yeah, but there's so much cool stuff in California.
No, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me.
Comedy clubs.
No, we don't have comedy clubs
There's
here.
the tar pits.
We do, but not the comedy store, not the OG Mecca.
I saw the tar pits out there. They're pretty cool. The Liberated tar.
You know what we got here?
Chinese.
Beaches on 3 sides.
I'm pasty white. I don't want to go there.
I'm with Brian.
Brian lives 7 miles from the beach.
It's very true.
Goes jogging on a bridge a mile from the beach every day.
I don't.
Says he doesn't want to go to the beach.
Like literally every day. Like I could see the beach from the bridge.
Yep.
I don't like the beach, guys.
Yeah. I bet you'd be a whole lot more pissed off. You're jogging through a foot of snow.
Yeah.
You burn more calories.
Yeah.
Damn right you would. Probably have hypothermia too.
Not if you keep moving.
Tucker Hofstetter, what gearing setup would you recommend for an 18 F-150 with blower 33 to 35 inch tires? Would you run the LSD or an E-Locker? What's your F-150 or what's in your F-150, Joe? Thanks. Depends on what trap speed you plan on running and what you plan on doing with the car or truck in this case. LSD or E-Locker, if you plan on launching the car on a track or a prep surface, I would not keep an E-Locker in it. I'd put a limited slip differential in it.
Absolutely.
And what's in my F-150? Gen 3 blower, ID1000s or ID1050s.
I think
set of
what
headers.
rear end is in yours.
It's a 355 rear gear and a 31-inch tall rear tire. On the track, I run a 30.5-inch tall rear tire.
What different? You stock differential?
I'm stock diff, electronic E-Locker still.
How do you keep it locked?
I don't fucking worry about it. You stay in it, it can't come unlocked. How about that? Bob Richards is 9.6 AFR, 2 rich, Gen 3 85mm on 16.
Yes.
With VMP 93 tune. Thanks, Bob.
Absolutely.
Depends. Is it in cat overtemp? If it is, STFU.
Still too rich.
No, it's not. Commands 10.0 stock. If it's 9.6.
Which is too rich. You're missing my point.
It is not, if that is what is required to keep the cats cool. If it doesn't have rich misfire, it is not too rich.
No hope for you, Joe.
Yeah. If you have cats on the car and it's legitimately 9.6 AFR, your options are to convert the car to a race car or to
Yes.
deal with the fact that it's at 9.6.
First, you should lobby for these.
Lobby for the rights that you should have already.
Yeah.
back,
First, you should lobby to get these rights back that have been stripped away from you.
since the Clean Air Act in 1960.
Right.
Something.
And then
And then
that
you can do
will
whatever
allow
you
you
want.
to do what you want with your own personal property. And then you can take the cats off and not run it at 9.6 to 1, which is too rich, and it will make more power.
I'm not arguing that it's not ideal.
Thank you.
I'm arguing that it may be
Yes,
required.
it's required. It's required. It's a necessary evil.
And then we have, is any cutting or grinding going to be required with the Odin install?
No.
Nothing big, if anything.
I don't know.
I mean, just take a very large circular saw and cut the whole car in half. And then,
I don't want to speak, but I'm pretty sure we don't have to cut anything because we pretty much designed it that way. But that might change.
I don't-
We're always changing
I
things.
haven't installed one, so I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
I can tell you that if you're scared to pull out a grinder to install a supercharger, then
You shouldn't be installing a supercharger.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's more about just putting it back later on. People have this weird thing.
Oh, but what if?
I dealt with it a lot with the Pro Chargers because they're like, well, I want to be able to put it back to stock. Now, keep in mind that nobody in the history of mankind that I have ever met has put it back to stock.
People that wreck their cars put it back to stock,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
But it does seem like they want to be able, well, I can. I even had a guy that had it in his head that he was going to take the supercharger off his car every time his wife was going to drive it.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because it's for you. That was his plan. He's like, approximately how many hours is it going to take this off in case my wife has to drive the car? And I'm like, huh?
How about you tell your wife to drive like a sane person and it's not an issue?
How
about that?
I've had some people. I'm like, I can give you a tune to fix this problem, right?
Yeah. The struggle. Then we got Bill for Speed. How did Donnie made the Gen 2 Coyote work on his S197? What?
Who?
Is he talking about Donnie Renfro? All right, the Gen 2 Coyote short block works just fine in S197. That's not an issue.
I think that, unless that was not your question, then please rephrase.
Yeah, Bob Richards, no cats. If you have no cats, then send us a log.
Then it's too rich.
Cat protection may still be on.
Say it, Joe. I'm just kidding.
Tucker Hofstetter, have you ever dealt with X-Force adjustable exhaust before on any vehicles that have come into the shop? We have an X-Force exhaust in the shop right now.
We do?
We do.
Oh.
It's in a couple boxes out there.
It's just out there. I didn't see anything.
Well, you're not going to see it because it's in boxes.
Bam! Why are you going through people's boxes?
Bam! I don't have to go through the boxes to see X-Force plastered on the side of it.
Okay, which
Bruh.
Which X-ray vision?
X-ray vision, clearly printed on outside a box with big marketing letters.
I got nothing.
X-ray. What time is it?
You're just jealous.
What is up with this thing? It can't connect with the Nest.
You can look at the
Thermostat?
time on your laptop.
I don't need to though.
You need to look
I got
at the
this.
thermostat.
We're at 20.
Because it feels hot in here.
It's not.
It is.
All right.
Are you in sweatpants? No, you're not in
You
sweatpants.
guys are under lights too.
Yeah.
We are-
All of the lights.
We're in the spotlight.
See, you got it.
We gotta try harder. We haven't cracked up Brian this episode yet.
Oh, he died a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. You gotta die a little bit every day.
Maybe left, 'cause I'm
Oh, that's right. We did get him with
You're
peace.
right. Like I'm like 5 feet from the peaks like every day.
Yeah. The struggle is real, Brian. The struggle is real.
Last question, you guys have.
What we got here. Janssen 50, best race fuel to mix with pump gas to be safer running nitrous. Boostane.
Yep.
And it's not a race fuel, it's an octane additive, and I'd rather see you use that than mixing in an actual race fuel with pump gas.
Yep. If you have to mix in a true race gas, it would be 100 unleaded, but you're not. Ironically, mixing 100 unleaded with 93 is going to net lower octane than just adding boostane.
Yep.
So either run straight 100 or run boostane mixed in. That's
Yeah, I hate mixes of fuels. I like
Yeah.
mixes of octane additives and
Well, that stuff is designed
Gasoline?
to mix.
yeah.
Boostane is designed chemically to mix with fuel. Mm-hmm. But when you're trying to take, especially with a saddle tank where half the fuel's over here and half of it's over here.
It's not like New Edge stuff or Fox Body stuff
Right.
or SN95 stuff where you have tank.
Right, you don't have the tank that sloshes around. No, you have this tank, so you pour the 100 unleaded into this tank. Well, what happens to all the 93 that's still over there? This fuel does not go over there, but that fuel goes over here. So...
Case in point, I hate doing that.
Right.
Either completely run your car as close to empty as possible as you can get it.
Yes.
And fill up completely with a race fuel.
Yes.
Or do nothing.
Correct.
Or add boosting.
Add boosting. Or do E85.
Ooh, I like that idea. You just need the fuel system and the money to do so. And with that,
really got a lobby to get a station here closer.
Sweet E85 fuel system.
Yep, we do. We got
install an
a
E85
super
fuel
sweet, easy to install
It is
E85